Anthony Live. Here's your host, Sam Roberts.
Yes. Otto is hanging out. Hi. It's after Opie and Anthony Live. 866-WOW-1-WOW is the phone number. And we were talking. I was thinking when you were talking about waking up in the hospital and 8 days had passed. So you didn't know where you were when you woke up.
No. And just, a bunch of doctors, staring at me, and I was kind of deaf. I couldn't hear what they were questioning me.
Because you had an ear infection that turned into spinal meningitis. Is that right?
Bacterial meningitis. I don't even know what that is, but I had fluid on my brain. Yeah.
And was that as a result of the ear infection, or was the ear infection a symptom?
Not treating the ear infection.
Because you're just popping pills instead?
Yeah, I was masking the pain. It was probably with me for a while. I was popping illegal painkillers that I got from a wrestler that I know.
You don't want to tell me which wrestler?
No, I can't.
You can tell me off the air, though?
Yeah, I could.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Because I'm curious about that. But it made me think because I had an uncle who had I don't know. I never really knew what happened to him, but he drove from Kentucky to Jersey.
Right.
To work, Philly. He was in Philly to work like an art trade, like he makes like sculptures, and he was working a trade show.
Okay.
And while he's there, he drives all the way. It's like probably, 13 hours at least. And he's an older guy.
Right.
And so I think he collapsed. Like he did what I think you or somebody said, where he's making no sense.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody's going, what's going on? And he kind of collapsed. And he ended up in the hospital. And he was there for like a week and a half with them trying to figure out what went wrong and everything.
Right.
But he was saying that, like, being at the hospital or whatever just really fucks with your brain. He was saying that he thought he was in Nashville.
Oh.
And so they'd go, what state are you in? He'd go, Tennessee. I'm in Nashville. I know where I am. And they were like, no, you're in Pennsylvania. You're in Philadelphia. And he thought that this was some kind of thing against him because he wasn't thinking straight. And so he said he got to the point where, and he was like, they're keeping me here until I play their game.
Oh.
He said he got to the point where they were coming in and saying, do you know where you are? And he was saying Philadelphia because in his head he goes, I know I'm in Nashville, but I'm going to lie and say I'm in Philadelphia so these people will let me out.
Oh, that's so. What was his thing? What?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what went wrong. I don't know if they know. I think it was dehydrating and exhaustion, and a broken GPS,
probably, right?
And
the fuck am I?
And just being, and then once he was in the hospital, just being out for so long.
Yeah,
I guess like you were saying, like you wake up 8 days later and your body's like, it's not used to moving.
Yeah.
Your muscles have broken down.
Well, you always hear rock guys say, like they don't know what city they're in. When they wake up, it's like, where am I? But it wasn't like that. I mean,
no,
it was a brain injury, Yeah.
But was it weird to lose that kind of chunk of time? That freaks me out. Like knowing that the people around you have just lived for 8 days.
Yeah, it's scary to be incapacitated, but Trish was there, and my brother Tom flew up, and Trish's mom Patty was there, and they saved my life. I think getting me the best care, but it's scary. You're just out. They could fucking put their cock in your mouth for 8 days. You don't know what's going on.
But as long as you wake up, you'll take the cock, right?
I'll take the cock. Yeah, to get out of the hospital. But they shipped my puppet home, George. A very expensive doll. He was shipped home. Yeah, it was weird. And the dreams that Michael Jackson drug, propofol, they say causes a lot of sexual dreams for people.
Really?
And that's why a lot of women think they were raped by their doctor. But I didn't have any dreams like that. I just dreamt that I was shot.
Yeah, you thought
I was on a train watching rodeo clowns leap off the train and run into like a stadium. People were cheering, and they were being sprayed with hoses. Very, very vivid. I can picture it. Yeah.
Maybe you're just more of a bizarre, violent man than a sexual man.
Oh, you think so?
Maybe that's just, that's the pieces of your brain that propofol opened up, all the sort of just weirdness.
But the getting shot in a nightclub thing, that was like a feature film length dream. It all started with a dog. I was in this nightclub and a dog jumped on my lap and I started petting him. And these gangsters that owned the club were angry that they thought I was having too much fun with the dog. And they wanted to shoot me, and they did.
Because they didn't like you playing with the dog?
Yeah, it's not much of a plot, is it?
No.
It sounds like I wrote this stupid movie.
That's fine, yeah, because you wake up from your dream thinking, that was brilliant. You start writing things down, you go,
but
they shot me because I was playing with a dog?
But a week later, I still thought I was shot when I woke up in Jersey. It was very, very weird.
How long did it take for you to, like, separate from that dream world into reality and know that all that stuff was completely made up? Well, did you quick realize that I wasn't shot? There's no bullet holes in me?
Well, when I saw myself without my shirt on, there was still a lot of dings. They were giving me needles in my stomach to stop blood from clotting. And they put a nicotine patch on me and this and that. So it still looked like there might be a bullet hole that they're not telling me about. It was fucking weird.
Did you get paranoid like that? Like you were like, they're not telling me the whole story?
Well, for about 24 hours, I was sure I was dying. You know, what am I doing here in this hospital? And why are all these people covered with biohazard suits from like a science fiction movie?
Yeah. Like
even
E.T.
my brother wore a mask. And then my brother Tom has got a real exact mind. He read he gave me a choice of 3 articles from some newspaper he had, and he read me an entire article and questioned me about it. I thought he was trying to like fight my boredom, but he was really trying to see how fucked up I was. He goes, "Oh, Otto, so what was that article about?" I thought he was like,
"Oh, he was testing short-term memory and."
Yeah, but that's just the way my brother is. He's got a really exact mind like that, and he was probably wanted to make sure I was okay.
He wasn't just making conversation.
Yeah. But that's something he would do when you're not sick in real life.
just if you're just coming over, he would check your brain?
No, just read an article that he found interesting or take you on a hike. Like you just, let's go hiking now. I have this day planned, What
does he do?
My brother, he's an environmental engineer. He checks out businesses to make sure they're not putting too much pollution in the air or the water.
Is that something he always wanted to do?
I don't know how he got into that. It doesn't sound very much fun.
No, it does. Is he an environmentalist? Like, is he an environmental guy?
He's like Mike Stivic on All in the Family. He used to picket. And,
he did?
Yeah, very pro-black, against death penalty. He's one of them liberal hippie types. But he's a good person.
Did everybody in your family just kind of follow whatever they were passionate about?
No, my whole family is fear-based. I'm the only one with any balls to try a job that might be fun or interesting.
So even though he's like in his heart, he's like a picketing hippie, he needs something with some structure.
Well, sure. I mean, he has children and a wife. He needs to put food on the table. But, he's a good guy, my brother. Just different than me. He went to Cornell he went to school forever. He was always in school, like my entire life. Even when I was growing up, he was still in fucking college.
Is he happy?
Yeah, he seems happy. Yeah.
All right. So then,
Yeah, he's good.
That's fine then. So when you came in, you immediately started doing Breaking Bad impressions.
Today here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which I was psyched about because I don't know how I did it either.
Yeah.
But Monday.
Right.
I finished. I finally caught up. Like I haven't been caught up with Breaking Bad at all. Like I've never watched the show when it's live, and I managed to catch all the way up with no spoilers.
Okay. So
I'm there. Like I'm there.
That's so cool. Did you do that on Netflix or something?
I did. I had to do the first bunch on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then I DVR'd this season as it was happening while I watched last season.
Oh yeah.
Which is marathon my way through it. I don't know what I would do if I had to sit through those cliffhangers that they put on that show.
Yeah.
Like if I actually had to sit there and wait a year to go from season to season.
Yeah.
I would want to blow my brains out.
I know. I almost wanted to not watch anything and just tape them all and just watch it in one day. That's how I was aware of the show for years, but I caught up. I did like a marathon 2 weekends and just watched every fucking episode in a row, and it was great.
It's amazing.
It wasn't at all like homework. It was brilliant and very entertaining.
And I've never seen a show like have the balls to completely deconstruct itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they know that this is the last season. They're not doing anything else after this. They're doing the prequel with Better Call Saul.
Okay.
Did you hear about that?
I did. I'm against it.
How come?
Because he's good in a small burst. Come in, do your 5-10 minute scene. I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be
too comical.
I don't know. You're not going to have. He's not going to be interacting with Walter White or Jesse.
Those are the characters you want to see.
Yeah, who are these new fucking actors? And it's like when they spun off what's his name from Mary Tyler Moore and the boss Lou Grant, and they gave him a show, but it was a dramatic series, and Lou Grant was a comedic character. It just fucking didn't make any sense. It's going to be horrible,
right? So, but they're not trying to do like a movie after this. They're not trying to make sure they have a little something. Like they are destroying the world that this show exists in. Yeah. Like throughout this last season.
Crazy.
And it's incredible.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen at the end?
My guess was that Walter and Hank would both die, and that Jesse would somehow survive because he seems to be like the only one with the soul left.
He's got some kind of moral compass.
Yeah, he feels horrible about everything. He's throwing his money out. He feels like shit about everything he's done.
And he's felt that way kind of the whole series.
Yeah.
Like he always does some dumb shit and then feels terrible.
Yeah. The other thought I had was that Walter White might go back to just being a high school teacher and get away with everything, and then they would show like his classroom and just show a really hard looking like drug cartel type face. Sitting in the back of the room that's there to kill him, and
that'd be cool.
Yeah, like somebody from the past came back to murder him
after he thought that everything was okay. He got away with it. He started a new life. That'd be badass.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's dying of cancer, but I think they're gonna give you what The Sopranos didn't give you, like go out with a machine gun, killing everybody and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a definitive end to this show.
Because like when in The Sopranos, when Tony got that machine gun from Bobby Bacala on his birthday, I thought that was definitely going to be used towards the end. There'd be a big Scarface shootout, but they kind of cheated you on that.
And you're kind of waiting for, maybe that's what they'll do on Breaking Bad. I'm kind of waiting for just a massive shootout at the end of this show. I'd be happy if there was just a massive shootout.
Yeah.
And we find, and there's got Jesse, or there's one guy left standing.
Yeah, but the real dramatic stuff on that show is when there's a fight, when it's verbal, not the violent. The body count is good on the show, and the violence is nice and graphic. But the dramatic scenes is like when his wife pulled a knife on him and shit like that. It's like, oh man, you just feel for Walter White. Yeah,
that's why it was weird that they gave Jeff Daniels the Emmy for Best Actor on a TV series. Yeah, have you seen Newsroom on HBO?
Yeah, I watched a bit of it.
Yeah, I mean it's a good show. I watch it, but I was shocked.
Yeah,
that as much as everybody loves Breaking Bad, that they didn't give Bryan Cranston the Emmy.
Yeah, has he ever gotten an Emmy?
I don't know. What's up, Eric?
Yeah,
I wanted to ask Otto a question. When you said he was doing the impression, he came in about how bad a liar he is to his family. The scene where things are really getting heated in his house.
Yeah.
And him and Skylar are fighting over the knife.
Yeah.
All right. How bad did you want that knife to fly out and hit the kid? To hit Walter White?
I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah.
You are an evil human being,
I hate
Eric.
that son.
You
don't? Because he's just. He has no concept of anything. Not that he did know what was going on, but just real life around him at all.
Yeah.
And he's obnoxious about it.
Why aren't you dead?
Like he's stuck up for no reason.
Yeah. Oh, stuck up? He's stuck up? Oh.
There's plenty of times where, remember when they bought him the car?
Yeah.
And then when he was going to go out with his friends, he thinks he's like hot shit for no reason. He has nothing.
Yeah.
And he's just obnoxious.
He's a teenager.
Steely Dan, that's a good band. Our son does not know Steely Dan. I could do donuts. If you give me a modicum of respect, I'll show you donuts.
His language is great in that series.
Yeah, he's great, yeah.
Doug in Boston.
Yeah, I've been watching the show for a little while on Netflix, and I can only go so long because, there are a couple of episodes where you watch, and I'm like, it totally drains me. I'm at season 4, episode 6, and I got to step away from it for a little while because
it's a dark
the writing
show.
Really dark.
Well, it's supposed to, and I've been
that means he's really into it. If he's emotionally drained after watching it, yeah, that's great.
There's only a couple shows that do that to me, but I've been like that because I've been last week, GTA 5 came out for PlayStation, Xbox, and we all got copies, so we've all been playing it like crazy. But I'd spend the afternoons playing GTA 5. And then my wife would get home, so I'd turn off the game and say, well, what do you want to watch? And she'd want to watch Breaking Bad. So I was just going from shooting prostitutes and stealing cars to watching this guy's family fall apart. And it was just, in my mind, it was just anarchy and debauchery.
The world is coming to an end. Yeah, feeling. Oh man.
There's that show, Breaking Bad. Do you watch Sons of Anarchy?
No, I'm aware of it.
Give it a try.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good. That's the other show that I'm like, oh fuck, like I can't keep watching this. Like it's just like shit. It just keeps happening.
Yeah,
like horrible, the worst things you could imagine.
Yeah, like Norton is not into. I wish I could watch the show clean and for the first time. He can do that. I know every episode except with the last one.
Except this last one.
Last one's gonna bring.
But yeah, I mean, you don't know anything about Sons of Anarchy, right?
No,
not really.
I think this one actor on there I like. Who's on that show? Is
the blonde guy's the what's his name? Ron Perlman.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's great on it.
Wolfman face. Yeah.
That's the show you should move on to after Breaking Bad's over. Yeah.
Is Katie Seagal still on that
Katie
show?
Seagal's on it. Everybody's good on it, and there's brutality, and it's awesome. Mitch in Staten Island.
Hey, what's up?
Staten Island, my fifth favorite borough.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We lost him.
Your phone dropped. He was going to say, sorry, buddy. He was going to say that they're going to give him the Emmy next year, but you can give a guy 2 Emmys. Like, if he's the best actor, and then he's the best actor again next year.
Oh yeah, it's movie quality acting, and I mean a good movie, not shit. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
Walter White's great.
But I was sitting there, and now that I'm caught up, it's you can't really tweet about anything, and I don't even know what I want to say on the show here.
Yeah,
because people go crazy over spoilers. Like, it used to be that you don't want to spoil it if you know in advance.
Yeah.
Like if you got some kind of inside track, you can't spoil it. Or the next day, maybe you don't want to give every detail.
Yeah.
But now, like, you can't talk about season 3 without somebody getting upset.
Really? Is that right?
Yeah.
I just started watching it, man.
Oh, thanks a lot.
I like when Jesse brought all those bags of Funyuns to the meth cook out in the desert, and Walter's like, Funyuns? That's all you brought? How about a vegetable? How are you even alive?
You love the most obscure dialogue from the show.
How are you alive?
When you memorize, does dialogue just stick in your head? Because like I always, when you quote stuff, that's why I was surprised with Breaking Bad. Like you always kind of get it right on, or very close to being right on. And some of these movies, I'm like, oh well, Otto's obviously seen that movie like 150,000 times.
Yeah,
but like the episode of Breaking Bad you're quoting was from like 3 weeks ago.
I find that scene hilarious. Just what all the stuff he goes through to fake that the gasoline was not there to burn the house down, makes up this fucking stupid story and tries to sell it.
And they go, so that was my day. How was your day? Let's check into a nice hotel.
It doesn't work for a second. Not for a second does anybody buy that story.
Yeah.
Brent in D.C.
Hey, what's up, Sammy? How you doing, bro?
What's up, buddy?
I just wanted to say, that caller called in and was talking about how dark Breaking Bad is. And it reminds me when Requiem for a Dream came out, like, I literally wanted to hurt myself. Like, it put me in such a dark place. And there's parts of Breaking Bad that really did the same thing. Like you said, you got to take a break and step back from it.
But he's right, because Requiem for a Dream is like an hour and a half. And it's like, fuck. That have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But you go through it and you're like, oh, my God. But Breaking Bad, it's like they'll go through 6 episodes of just everything is horrible.
Yeah.
And if you're watching that in a row, that's like 6 hours of just your brain being infused with everything possibly going terrible.
And then the last thing I wanted to say, sorry to interrupt real quick.
That's fine.
Is that Todd character? I think he's going to make a name for himself. He's fucking amazing.
The actor?
Like just a complete sociopath. Well, his character.
And that's and you wonder because Todd is a character who's brought onto the show, and he's a pretty important character now.
Yeah,
but he was just brought on like this season.
Yeah,
and usually when you bring on a character like that at the end of a beloved show, everybody's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
He's like an imbecile killer. Like when they were watching Jesse talk about him on that DVD they stole from Hank's house, the look on his face was like, "I'm on TV. You're not on TV. It's a DVD that we're going to give to the cops. The uncle gets it. I'm going to go shoot him in the head. He's a rat. He's such an imbecile.
He is. He's a complete and he's got some kind of social disorder. Yeah, because everything is just a blank expression.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay, Mr. White.
Do you need more tea bags? Is it okay? Okay, I'll shoot him in the head for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think
he's a child?
Yeah.
Do you think his uncle's scared of him? Like when he was going to bring the ice cream to Jesse when he was in the pit.
Oh.
And his uncle, like he's talking, what are you doing, blah, blah, blah. Like you were saying, the uncle just wants to kill him because he's a rat.
Yeah.
Todd will say something, and then the uncle just kind of loses all emotion and just stares at him for a little bit. And then he goes, oh, yeah, you're okay, you're okay. I think the uncle's scared of this kid.
Of Todd. Of Todd. I think
that's a thought. I don't know. I think he's just that's my nephew. It's the one guy I'm not going to kill in the room at a drop of a hat or something.
I think he loves his nephew.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, there's very little love in that person. Yeah, I don't. The gang thing got complicated, but Todd is actually one of the few characters that a show brings in at the end of a season, at the end of a series, and is like, yeah, okay.
Well, the Robert Forster guy, the cleaner who relocated Walter up into New Hampshire.
Yeah,
I could use a lot more of that guy. He's a great character.
Yeah, he's really good. I would watch this. I wish he would get a spin-off show.
Yeah, he's very matter of fact. He's not like a bad guy. He's just got this side thing that involves getting monsters out of town quickly.
But there's this great scene where it's like throughout the episode, where he's talking to Walter. I'll try to do it without too many spoilers.
Yeah.
But throughout the episode where he's talking to Walter, you get the impression that he's compassionate for him.
Yeah.
And he like feels for this guy. But then there's that one moment where Walter brings up the money.
Yeah.
And you realize that guy doesn't give a shit about Walter. It's all business
he
for
goes,
him.
Will you give it to my family? He goes, well, if I told you I would you believe me? Or something like that. Yeah.
And you're like, hey, and Walter knows he's not going to give my family anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, that's when he stuffs that box with the money in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom in New York.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
A couple of things. First, if I'm not mistaken, Bryan Cranston won the Emmy the last 3 years in a row for Breaking Bad.
Good.
And Aaron Paul won 1 year for Best Supporting Actor. So he's already been well rewarded, although I agree.
Yeah.
I did think they were going to give it to him, and I was stunned that Jeff Daniels won it.
I do like Newsroom.
Yeah, but he stood up there chomping on his gum.
He was?
It was just horrifying. Inappropriate. And I think the way this is going to end is Walter is going to escape. Everybody else is going to pay the price. And he's going to be sitting in Belize or on an island somewhere with his money, and then he's going to die from cancer.
Oh.
And he's just going to be alone and dead from cancer. Who knows?
Exactly.
Thanks, Tom.
He wins, but he loses.
Oh. That's like real life. Yeah, maybe we'll just end like that with him coughing and in front, he just dying.
And that's the way he's always been, though. He's always been that guy who's like, he's getting ahead.
Yeah.
But he's just shit.
But
you know what I mean?
I was thinking his cough returned, and it sounds really bad. But if you watch like the season 1, his cough was pretty intense in those early episodes as well.
Yeah.
Where, he couldn't catch his breath.
I think it was worse early on.
Yeah, but there's like a thread through his performance that's clearly just brilliant.
Yeah, it really is.
It's really great.
Bob in Arizona.
I was just wondering, what do you guys think of the foreshadowing? Because in the first episode of each season, there's always a bit of foreshadowing. And in this season, when it opened up this last season, Walter shows up to his house. It's all burned up and destroyed, and the neighbor comes out.
I've never in my life heard that word pronounced that way.
What?
Foreshadowing.
Oh, foreshadowing, yeah.
I've heard foreshadowing. I've never heard of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But, what do you... No, sorry.
You mean the woman who dropped the bag of groceries when she saw him with the beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously he's come back. His hair is all back. He doesn't have the cancer. So how do you think that's going to play out?
Well, I mean, we already kind of saw it. He's in, he'll leave where he's at now and come back.
But at the beginning of this half season, he was in the house. Wasn't he looking for the ricin?
Yes.
So that still has to be explained, too.
Yes.
Yeah, he has that automatic weapon. He wants to kill the bikers because they took $11 million,
$70 million.
$70 million from him.
So where when somebody spoils, when you read something that somebody wrote about because you haven't watched a show when it's on live, are you pissed that they're talking about it? You're like,
absolutely. I mean, if you're into the show, I don't want somebody. That's grounds for murder. Fucking ruining the one thing in my week that looking forward to Sunday night.
See, in my head, I'm like, I'm the dumb fuck for not watching it when it was on.
Oh. Well, I mean, you got a busy life. You're married. You got your own radio show. You can't think about other shit.
But how long can you say that's acceptable?
What's the cutoff time for spoilers? What do you think?
Season 3 was a few years ago, and somebody's yelling that you're...
Okay, so you're saying 3 days.
3 days. I mean, otherwise you're not that into it, and you're too busy, so,
So like
get a life.
the show's on Sunday. today's Thursday. We could literally be talking about anything that's happened up till we could talk about last week's episode.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, the people that watch it, like the best thing would be to tape Sunday night at 9:00 and start watching it at about 9:15, so you can fast forward the commercials.
Right.
So at least it'll have that feel.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I can't picture. This is the first time I'm going to have to watch that show with commercials.
Yeah, it really sucks. It's better to watch it straight through. I can't wait to see the box set come out. That'll be awesome.
I feel like as far as spoilers go, if you know that if you hear that we're talking about it on the radio, you turn off the show and let us have our conversation.
Yeah.
Or if you're trying to not have Twitter spoil something for you, just stay off Twitter for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if you're 3 seasons behind, deal with the fact that you didn't get to experience it when it happened.
Get 2 index fingers in the ears and then hum loudly for a week and a half.
Right. Squint your eyelids for a while.
Yeah.
Eric, what do you think as far as spoilers go? How much leniency do you give?
Well, I was trying to say, when you said somebody was yelling at you because they were on season 3.
Yeah.
But you know what? That was a few years ago because they spaced it out. Especially season 5 is a half season, so that was spaced out even more. Yeah. At that point, what can you do?
So how long do you give people? Do you say, like, for me, I'm literally, if I want to talk about this on Monday, I'm going to talk about it, and it's up to you to avoid it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go up to you, Otto, and say, oh, you haven't watched it yet? Well, wait till I tell you, and just blab it and spoil it on purpose. but if I'm talking about it, step out of the room.
And if it's something that was a big deal that happened in that episode, it's on all the entertainment shows the next day.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So like Monday at 7, if you're watching Extra or Access Hollywood, stuff like that, they'll talk about such and such died. What's coming next for the finale of Breaking Bad? It's already out there.
What, am I going to be the last guy talking about it because I want to be nice?
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure I don't hurt anybody's weekend.
Yeah, it's up to the guy who hasn't seen it to relocate, go to another room, like you said, right?
Right, or head out to New Hampshire and live in a cabin for a while.
Yeah, get relocated with Walter White there. You're going to break up my party.
By the way, did you see the finale of Dexter?
No, but I heard it was
died.
terrible.
I hated the sister.
Yeah, I hated her too, with her fucking stroke mouth.
I just hate the way she curses just because it's on Showtime. She's like, give me a hug, fuckface.
It's not organic?
Yeah, no
it's very forced.
Not organic at all.
Ugh.
But all right, spoilers. At the end of the entire series there, it's sort of like they got to where Breaking Bad is now and didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because he's alone in a cabin. He's hiding from everyone else. He's got a beard.
Well, Breaking Bad, it seems like Vince Gilligan has had a plan for that show from day one.
Seems like it,
and it's all worked out beautifully. Like at no point in that show did it ever seem like, oh, they just dug themselves into a hole they don't know how to get out of.
Like Lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Lost was good for a couple seasons, and they realized they had to do more and didn't have a way to end the show.
The one episode that people complain about was that one where they're trying to find a fly in the cook room.
Yeah.
I was into that. I didn't find that boring.
I was okay with it, but that was only because I wasn't watching week to week.
Right.
Like, if I only got an hour of Breaking Bad every week, and that's the hour I got, I would have been like, really?
Yeah.
This is what I have to watch them chase a fly?
Yeah.
But since I could just be like, well, let me watch the next episode right now.
Yeah.
Okay, everything's fine again.
It's just to see Walter running back and forth and piling boxes up and trying to kill this fucking thing. He's just a very watchable actor. He just makes it interesting.
And watching the mania of his brain just play itself out on this poor fly.
I know.
Let me go to Max in Dallas.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey,
I'm
Max.
glad you're okay, Otto. You rock.
Thank you, Max.
Hey, actually, I'd agree with Sam about watching Sons of Anarchy now after Breaking Bad's over.
Yeah.
And the 2 guys that they got as new characters this season, the guy that plays the marshal.
Donald Logue?
Yeah, and the other guy that plays, I can't remember what his name is. He owns like the bakery, but he's kind of like a mafia-looking guy.
Oh, yeah, that's Peter Weller.
Peter Weller.
Oh,
Yeah, that played
dude.
RoboCop.
Not only did that dude play RoboCop, he was one of my professors at Syracuse.
No way.
Yes, RoboCop was.
RoboCop taught you?
He taught history of the Roman Empire through film.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he was just sitting there. He was all full of himself. We'd have these 3-hour-long classes.
This is post RoboCop?
Post RoboCop.
Oh.
This was like 8 years ago.
Wow.
And everybody knew who he was, and he knew who he was. He'd wear these pants that were so tight you could see the head of his cock in them.
Jesus.
and he'd sit there, and we'd have 3-hour-long classes because you were supposed to watch a movie in the class and then talk about it. But he was so full of himself, he'd just sit there lecturing for 3 full hours. We'd be sitting there like, please.
Yeah.
Somebody give me a gun.
Robocock's helmet looks good today. I have a comment and a question. Robocop. Jesus.
We didn't say. I remember one day he was wearing those pants, and we were sitting right up front, and I was sitting next to a girl, and I hadn't said anything about it, and I was like, fuck it. Halfway through the class, I leaned over to her and said, hey, have you seen? She was like, don't say a word about it. She knew exactly what I was talking about. Yeah.
He's had a nothing career since then.
No, except now he's in Sons of Anarchy. And you got to watch, but Donald Logue is my favorite character this season. I don't know if you know who Donald Logue is. He was on a sitcom called Grounded for Life for a couple seasons on Fox. And he was the cab driver in the MTV vignettes in like the mid 90s. MTV would do their like in the middle of commercial breaks, just do like a 30-second skit or whatever for MTV.
Yeah.
And he was this greasy cab driver from New York.
What's Sons of Anarchy about?
It's just a show about a biker gang.
Oh, are they really nasty pricks or bad?
Yeah, and they deal with horrible people. And like every season, there's like an arc for that specific season pretty much. And like this year, the first episode, they're getting a ton of heat for it because they start with a school shooting on the show.
Yeah.
Some little kid goes in.
That's
with
touchy.
It. Yeah, exactly.
What channel is that on?
FX.
Okay.
But Donald Logue is on this season, and he's normally a comic actor. But now he's like out of his mind. He's on heroin. He's fucking prostitutes and shooting them. Like he's the craziest, and he's trying to bust this biker gang and pretending he's like a U.S. Marshal.
Oh man,
it's sick. It's awesome.
That's what got me because Donald Logue played that father in that sitcom, and he was a real wacky, goofy, nice guy, whatever. And he's a fucking insano man on Sons of Anarchy.
Jesus,
like holy shit.
Yeah.
But
and they always have like.
You rock.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot. Like one episode, one season, like one of the guy's kids gets kidnapped. Last season, they threw one of the guy's daughters and burned her alive. Like,
damn.
Yeah, they go to a ridiculous dark place on this series.
What about cursing? Did FX cool with cursing?
Yeah, they say. I don't think they drop F-bombs. I'm not sure.
No, they don't.
But they definitely say shit. It's the same thing. Basically the same thing as Breaking Bad.
Right. Okay.
Like, have you noticed that on Breaking Bad they'll leave fuck in, but they'll mute out the U, so go.
Yeah, or fag. They're not cool with saying the word fag.
Right. That's weird when cable channels set rules like that. Like they're like, you know what, we're okay with cursing, but not all cursing.
Yeah.
Like we're good with like 3 or 4 of the 7 dirty words.
Yeah, just let it go.
Once you commit to it, just go for it.
Just let the curses go. What are they? Some old lady's going to write a letter, so you tear it up. Yeah,
it's a show. We're talking about 2 shows. One, they're both on at night on Sunday.
Yeah.
One is about a meth dealer whose wife tried to stab him.
Yeah.
And the other one is about a biker gang who kills prostitutes and tries to clear themselves of being tied into a school shooting. So, it's not like these are regardless of what language is being used, the content is not exactly kid-friendly.
That's right. So, it's not the sound of music. I mean, just let an occasional fuck through. Fuck.
Right. But naturally, not like you were saying like Dexter did with Showtime. There's nothing worse than when they're like, yeah, we're going to have cursing.
Yeah.
So let's just put it in.
Yeah.
Let's just make it edgy.
Yeah. Ugh.
Like
I know the guy's
human
supposed
beings.
to be a dead, like an emotionless zombie, the Dexter guy. But I don't see that guy as an interesting actor or anything. Just got that little 5 o'clock shadow and just, I don't know.
I never was able to get into Dexter.
You should see his previous show, 6 Feet Under.
Oh. That was a good show.
Yeah, he was good in that.
That was more like a drama, though.
That was a big hit, too, right?
James Cromwell's in it, too.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, but I would say, Otto, now that you're better, you got to have your TV lined up. So I would say Sons of Anarchy is the way to go.
I'll get into that. I just don't like to commit to too many shows.
What other shows are you watching?
I'm all about Breaking Bad until this thing ends. Then I'll probably, And
you got to pick wisely because you're going to have your one show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to hear what you think of Sons of Anarchy.
Okay, I'll definitely get back to you on that.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Otto, by the way, tonight and tomorrow, right?
It's Friday and Saturday.
Okay, Friday and Saturday. Friday is at the Comedy Shop in Hamburg, New Jersey, which is at the Blackstone Pub and Grill. And Saturday is at the Comedy Shop at Pure. Tomorrow is Hamburg, New Jersey. Saturday is Parsippany, New Jersey.
Yeah, it's in the Holiday Inn on 46 in Parsippany. And jandjcomedy.com for tickets and information.
Right, jjcomedy.com. Otto is fucking hilarious, so you got to go check him out. Yeah, glad you're back, and
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks for hanging out.
I lost a couple of weeks, so I'm back. I'm bigger and better than ever.
Ron and Fez are coming up next. Goodbye, everybody.
Opie and Anthony show is now over. For real this time. Check out the O&A show on Facebook at facebook.com/Opie and Anthony. And catch Opie and Anthony live Monday through Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Ron and Fez are next.
Hey.